Welcome back to Edit Manhwa channel. Today's video is about the strongest fighting MC in manhwa. Let's begin. In the manhwa hectopascal, the protagonist Park Han-joon possesses immense but realistic physical strength, not magical or supernatural. His most prominent abilities include superhuman strength, wall level. He has terrifying striking power, capable of shattering car windows and leaving dents in metal doors with a single blow. Extraordinary endurance. He has an uncanny ability to continue fighting even when injured, successfully taking on hundreds of students single-handedly in grueling battles. Manipulating fear. He has a sharp and terrifying gaze capable of intimidating his opponents with just a look. High speed. He reaches subsonic speed, giving him a significant advantage in reaction time and movement compared to most of his opponents. Pushing the limits. He is known for pushing his body to its limits during combat, making him appear like a monster who doesn't stop until he achieves his goal. In short, his strength stems from rigorous training, unwavering determination, and not from any system or magical abilities. His toughest opponents, and a comparison of his strength with other manhwa heroes. Han-joon's toughest opponents. Han-joon faced the Nexus organization, comprised of professional fighters, most notably the executive members. Monster level. Fighters with specialized combat skills and physical strength comparable to Han-joon's, forcing him to push his physical limits multiple times. The hired bosses. Characters hired to stop him, distinguished by their ability to withstand immense pain, but Han-joon always outperforms them using the crush the opponent principle, regardless of the injuries. Power scaling. Level. Wall level, capable of shattering walls and bending metal. Speed. Subsonic, faster than the average human eye. Strengths. Nearly unlimited endurance, indomitable will, and the ability to evolve during combat, much like characters such as Garu from One Punch Man. In the manhwa castle, the protagonist, MC, is Kim Shin, also known as Amur Tigro. Hero's abilities and strengths. Terrifying combat background. Kim Shin is a former professional assassin for the notorious Russian organization Iskra, and is considered one of the world's most powerful assassins. Physical strength and skill. He possesses exceptional skills in close combat and melee weapons, especially knives, along with high endurance and incredibly fast reflexes. Strategic intelligence. Kim Shin doesn't rely solely on brute force. He is a brilliant strategist who seeks to dismantle the castle criminal organization in Korea by manipulating the balance of power and forging alliances. Combat level. He is considered at the top of the combat hierarchy in the series, having faced off against the strongest members of the castle organization and proven his superiority, particularly in the second part of the manhwa, Castle 2, The Pinnacle. The manhwa focuses on realistic combat, without magical powers, and portrays gang conflicts in a mature style. In the manhwa mercenary enrollment, also known as teenage mercenary, the protagonist, Ijin-yu, possesses no supernatural or magical powers. His strength relies entirely on the exceptional military skills he acquired as a child mercenary. Here's a breakdown of his most prominent abilities. Physical combat skills. Mastery of martial arts. Ijin is an expert in close-quarters combat, CQC, and can neutralize opponents much larger than himself by exploiting their weaknesses and joints. Speed and reflexes. He possesses exceptional reaction speed, allowing him to dodge bullets at close range and move with such speed that ordinary opponents are unable to track his movements. High endurance. He has an incredible capacity for enduring pain. He fought and defeated professional mercenaries while suffering from broken ribs and severe injuries. Tactical and military expertise. Weapons proficiency. He is highly skilled in the use of knives and firearms, and possesses perfect aiming accuracy. Stealth and infiltration. As a former 001st member of the Numbers camp, he is a master of infiltration and ambushing armed groups without being detected. Combat analysis. He can read his opponent's movements and anticipate their next steps based on their body language and training. Mental and technical abilities. Calmness under pressure. He possesses unwavering composure, allowing him to make logical and deadly decisions in fractions of a second. Hacking and intelligence. He has fundamental skills in hacking systems to gather information and track targets. In short, Aijen's strength lies in being a human, killing machine, honed through 10 years of overseas warfare, making him far superior to any ordinary fighter or gang in Korea. In the manhwa mercenary enrollment, Aijen, number 001, is considered the undisputed strongest in the Numbers camp, surpassing even the camp leaders themselves. Here is the power ranking and his most notable encounters with the Numbers. Power ranking among the Numbers. The Numbers are determined based on skill and combat proficiency, with number 001 representing the pinnacle. Aijen, 001, the legendary leader who has never been defeated. Even years after his departure, the other Numbers acknowledged that he hadn't lost his skill but had become more lethal. Number 002, the only one who comes close to Aijen's level in hand-to-hand combat and tactics. He is considered the teacher who helped train Aijen, and their strength is very similar. Number 003, Queen, a skilled sniper and field commander, she faced Aijen but allowed him to leave after he proved to her that he hadn't betrayed his brothers by killing them. Number 004. A knife-wielding specialist, he had a fierce encounter with Aijen and proved a formidable opponent, but ultimately fell short of the level of 001's superiority. Notable battles against Numbers. Aijen vs 006, Liam, a closely contested battle that showcased Aijen's ability to handle an opponent whose tactics he knew perfectly. The two later teamed up to save number 032. Aijen vs 032. Despite suffering broken ribs, Aijen defeated 032 with incredible speed, demonstrating the significant gap between him and the lower-ranking Numbers. Aijen vs. Mad Dog. Aijen had a long history of dominating his former leader, Mad Dog, since childhood, inflicting a permanent eye injury before escaping from the camp. What sets Aijen apart from the others? While all the Numbers have the same rigorous training, Aijen excels with his survival instinct and ability to improvise solutions using the surrounding environment, in addition to being the only one who is able to defeat entire groups of professional mercenaries on his own without much effort. In the manhwa Baek XX, the protagonist, Baek Isu, possesses no supernatural powers, like magic or systems. His strength relies on realistic and terrifying combat skills honed through his military background, which include expert assassination and melee combat. As a former leader of the Northern Infiltration Unit, HID, Isu is a master of hand-to-hand combat and the use of melee weapons, especially knives. Durability negation technique. He is renowned for his ability to neutralize physically stronger opponents by precisely dislocating their joints, rendering their bodies unresponsive to his will to fight. Speed and reaction. He possesses subsonic speed, as demonstrated when he caught an axe thrown at him from close range before it hit him. Tactical intelligence and deception. He excels at infiltration and psychological manipulation. He skillfully impersonated his twin brother, the gang leader, to deceive his enemies. Physical strength. Wall level rankings place him at the wall breaker level, where he can destroy solid wooden furniture with a single blow and rival the toughest fighters in the underworld. In short, his strength lies in being a trained human killing machine, combining brutal military skill with criminal cunning.
The protagonist of God of Blackfield, Kong Chan, possesses no magical or supernatural powers in the traditional sense. His strength stems from being a legendary former soldier of the French Foreign Legion, resurrected in the body of a high school student. Here are his most prominent abilities and skills. Superior combat proficiency. He possesses master-level military combat skills, far surpassing any ordinary or even professional fighter thanks to his experience in real battles. Superhuman perception. Sixth sense. He has the ability to sense bloodlust and anticipate dangers before they occur, such as sensing snipers or ambushes. Weapon expertise. He is proficient in using various weapons, from knives to assault rifles, with a particular advantage in melee combat. Subsonic speed and reflexes. Although his new body is weaker than his original one, he can dodge blows and bullets at close range thanks to his lightning-fast reflexes. High pain tolerance. He possesses the ability to continue fighting even with broken bones or severe internal injuries. Rapid recovery. The body he inhabits exhibits an extraordinary capacity for healing and recovering from wounds and fractures within a few days. Tactical and leadership intelligence. As a former mercenary commander, he possesses a brilliant strategic mind and the ability to socially manipulate opponents or intimidate them simply by his presence. His only weakness. His current body, as a high school student, has not yet reached the peak physical strength he possessed in his previous life as a military leader, and he often complains that his body can't keep up with his mind. Key enemies. Kong Chan faces a variety of threats, ranging from former mercenaries and traitors to international organizations. Charlon, his arch-nemesis and greatest rival from his previous life. Charlon was a comrade-in-arms who betrayed Kong Chan, leading to his death and the massacre of his squad in Africa. He is sadistic and possesses combat skills that rival Kong Chan's. Ma Selen. The mastermind behind the SISS organization and the primary target of Kong Chan's final mission before his death. Traitors in the French Foreign Legion. Kong Chan gradually discovers that his death was not a mere casualty of war but an internal conspiracy involving high-ranking officials. Local gangs and mafia. In his new life in Korea, he faces the GWICL gangs and other criminal groups that extort students or interfere with his father's business. Nox. A mysterious organization that appears later, manipulating Korean and international political and economic affairs, becoming the ultimate threat to Kong Chan and his allies. Power progression. Kong Chan does not have a system or magic, instead, he evolves through brutal military training to rebuild his weak teenage body. Phase 1, Adaptation. Initially, he suffered from desynchronization, his mind saw openings, but his body was too slow. He relied on pressure points and lethal strikes to compensate for his lack of physical strength. Phase 2, Intensive training. He began a rigorous training routine, including long-distance running, 45 laps around a soccer field, and heavy calisthenics to regain his speed. Phase 3, Restoring senses. Through repeated encounters with gangs and mercenaries, his killing instinct returned to its former level, allowing him to defeat entire groups of professional fighters single-handedly. Phase 4, Subsonic level. In advanced chapters, his body becomes capable of movements described as subsonic, where he can dodge bullets from close range and react before an opponent pulls the trigger. The Ma.